Eagles Entertainment.
Hi, Eagles everywhere, and welcome to the Eagles Insider Podcast presented by Lincoln Financial Group. I'm Eagles Insider Dave Spadaro. Late on a Sunday night at the Lincoln Financial Field, the site of the Eagles' 23-9 victory in primetime over the Dallas Cowboys. It certainly was not pristine. It was pretty darn ugly for the Eagles, particularly on the offensive side of the ball. But the defense rose to the occasion and stifled rookie quarterback Ben DiNucci and the Dallas Cowboys offense, limiting the Cowboys to, this number is very impressive, 3.4 yards per play for the Cowboys. And a lot of those yards came late in the game when the Eagles had a big lead. The game was all about the defense. Brandon Graham, early on, a strip sack of DiNucci, a play that he recovered the fumble on. It helped the Eagles defense. A great stop there after a Wentz fumble. Here's the call from Merrill Reese and Mike Quick as BG comes up big again, his second consecutive strip sack, and it came at just the right time in the first quarter.
Motion, C.D. Lamb. Back goes DiNucci. He is being rushed. He is being hit. He is being sacked. The ball comes loose, and we'll see. He was hit on the play by Brandon Graham. That will be his 7th sack of the season, and the Eagles recover.
Took it back.
The Cowboys led at the time 3-0. The Eagles, though, put together a nice drive after that sack and recovered fumble, 10 plays, 83 yards, and it was Wentz finding number 1 draft pick Jalen Reagor, his first touchdown in what looks to be a very productive NFL career. Here's Merrill and Mike on the call.
Wentz on second down. Holds it, looks, fires, complete to Reagor. Is he in? He's down at the goal line. Yes, he is. Touchdown, Jalen Reagor. His first NFL touchdown, and the Eagles take the lead.
Great play call down here. I love this play call. So Reagor's going to come in a short split, and he just goes across the formation and outruns the cornerback to the corner of the end zone. Carson puts the ball on the numbers.
A couple of Greg Zuerlein field goals gave the Cowboys an improbable 9-7 lead at the half, but in the second 2 quarters, it was all Philadelphia. Wentz to Travis Fulgam gave the Eagles the lead for good.
Reagor, the man in motion. Wentz back. He is looking to the far corner, and it is caught. Fulgam, touchdown! Travis Fulgam did it again.
They leave him out there single covered against Trevon Diggs, the rookie, and he's giving that rookie a lesson. Yeah, he's got 2 interceptions on the game, but Travis Fulgam this time just gives him a lesson on the fade route.
Hey, he beat Diggs.
That play capped a 9-play, 58-yard drive, and then Rodney McLeod scooping up a fumble forced by linebacker TJ Edwards. Merrill and Mike going bonkers in the radio booth.
In the gun, DiNucci. Eagles faking the blitz. Now here they come. DiNucci back. They've got him! They've got him!
Football is out.
It's out, and the Eagles are going to pick it up. They're running with the football, and down the sideline, all the way down, it's Jalen Mills. No, it's Rodney McLeod. Rodney McLeod picked it up. Rodney McLeod on a scoop and score. TJ Edwards made the head.
Yep.
And Rodney McLeod picked it up.
Final score, Eagles 23, Dallas 9. The Eagles now 3-4-1 in first place in the NFC East. And the Cowboys, you can pretty much write them off. They're 2-6 with a date against the undefeated Pittsburgh Steelers next. Okay, let's get some instant reaction from the Eagles. First up, Jalen Reagor, who didn't have a whole lot to say. He did most of his talking with his play. He had 3 catches, 16 yards, and then 1 run for 6 yards. After missing 4 games with an injury, Reagor is back and looking to impact the Eagles' offense.
Hey, Jalen, how did it feel, and how does it look going into the bye week for you from your perspective?
It just felt good to be back. A lot of work to do, more reps to get, and just try to build on this win.
Dave and then Rob Motti.
You got your first NFL touchdown today. What was that like?
It was a blessing. Patience is key, and I believe is what's for you is what's for you. So it was a blessing. It was surreal moment.
Rob and then Nick.
What did you see on that fourth down play towards the end where it looked like you almost had it and then he made a good play?
What you said, he made a good play.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Jalen, how do you feel like your chemistry is with Carson? Obviously, you guys haven't played for a long stretch of time. Is that a factor in some of the missed throws?
Like I said, it's just doing better at my part and just making sure we get the reps in practice throughout the week and just keep going back to work.
Thanks, Jalen.
Staying on the offensive side, it was certainly an up-and-down game for Wentz, who was grilled after the game for the 2 interceptions, the 2 fumbles lost, 4 more turnovers for Wentz. That's 12 interceptions in 8 games. Very uncharacteristic of Wentz, who nevertheless says he's going to keep that aggressive mentality the rest of the way.
Hey, Carson. Obviously, positive you go into the bye with a win. From a personal perspective, turned it over too often. I think you would agree with that. What do you think the issues were, and how do you think you can fix them moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, first part of that, I mean, absolutely. Going into the bye week with a win is huge for us. Huge for us going forward with this division as well. Like you said, though, too many turnovers. I got to be better. There's mistakes out there. Some of it maybe not on the same page. Some of it I got to, the first fumble, I got to throw the ball away. That stuff I can keep cleaning up. And, obviously it's stuff that individually I can get better at. And some of these shots down the field, I mean, I'm going to keep giving these guys chances and I can be better and put the ball in the right spot. But I'm not going to change my aggressive mentality. But we're going to start connecting on some of those big plays. And obviously it hurt us a little bit today, but the defense played great and we got to win.
Chris and then Daniel Gallen.
Hey, Carson, you mentioned beforehand past weeks when you've had turnovers and you said you got to work better, and seems like it's at the same spot again. I mean, what can you do to change this, and is there anything else you can go ahead and rectify this?
Yeah, I mean, I think the interceptions just get on the same page as my receivers. I think, like I just said, is I'm gonna take those chances when I'm out of the pocket or I see a guy down the field with a chance. I'm gonna pull the trigger. I've never been wired to hesitate, and I can put it in a better spot. I can give these guys better opportunities. But just being smart and I mean, I'll have to watch the tape and see some of the other things. But I'm gonna stay aggressive. I'm not gonna change who I am, but I can just protect it better.
Daniel and then Brandon.
Hey, Carson, after Rodney's touchdown, it looked like you went over to the kickoff huddle and slapped DJ Edwards on the back or on the helmet. What did you say to him? And what did that play do for you guys tonight?
Yeah, I mean, that was a huge play, by TJ I believe it was TJ who forced the turnover, and then Rodney getting in the end zone there. Like I said, I mean, offensively we struggled. I got to be better, but the defense bailed us out. That was a huge play in the game to really kind of not fully seal the deal, but obviously put us in a great situation there at the end of the game. And that was just a huge play, so I was pretty fired up about it.
Brandon and then Zach.
Hey, Carson, you're up to 55 fumbles in 64 games. How much are you aware of that number? And then kind of just going through tonight's 2 fumbles, can you take us through those?
Yeah, I guess I'm aware of it now. Appreciate it. I know it's something I can do better at. I know some of them, they're all case by case. It's one of those things where some of them I can straight up be better. The first one tonight, I was about to throw it, and it was a mistake. The other one was 4th down, trying to get the ball out, make a play. That one happens. We were hot and didn't get it out in time. That one's unfortunate, but I can keep learning how to be better with the ball, and we will be.
Zach and then Ed Benkin.
Hey, Carson, how would you assess the way you played overall tonight? And you're 8 games into the season. How do you think you've played so far this season?
Yeah, I mean, not good enough. I mean, I'm pumped we got the win, but I'm gonna have to watch the tape, and I'm a little frustrated with just how I played and how we left some plays out there and left some points out there, missed some big opportunities, and I can be better. I know I will be, and I would say the same thing for this far into the season. I'm pumped that we're at the top of our division, that we're heading into this bye week. But halfway through the year, I know I can play better, and a lot of it's just coming down to just taking care of the football. And I feel like I'm still the same aggressive guy that's going to pull the trigger, and I never want to change that. But just being smart and putting it in the right spot.
Ed and then Jeff.
Hi, Carson. You mentioned, of course, you want to look at everything, correct your mistakes. For the bye week, a lot of times guys just want to get away. Do you need a few days to really kind of clear your mind and get away from football, or do you want to kind of get back to work as soon as possible and maybe take some time during the break to try to correct things more?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely needed for everybody to take, maybe not the whole week, but to take some time off. You have to. It's a long season, and with everything going on with just the world these days, guys need to really take the time off. But we'll have a couple work days, and we'll definitely capitalize on those, make the most of them, and get better.
Jeff and then Dave.
Carson, Dallas Goedert just had one target. It was a big catch, obviously, the 15-yarder to him down by the goal line. But what were they doing to keep him pretty much out of the game?
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to go back and watch the tape. I think some of it was just their zone coverage and just kind of how the plays were designed, and hard to fully say what. I know Dallas and who he is, and I mean, he's going to have lots of catches the rest of the year, and I think there was some uncertainty if we'd have him for the week, so I don't think we fully designed the plan to really highlight him, so to speak. So that's definitely something that we'll keep building on.
Dave and then Martin.
Carson, you talked about being aggressive and taking those shots. So with the 2 interceptions tonight, were you okay with those decisions and not the execution? Is that what you were saying?
Definitely the second one. John and I just weren't on the same page with the angle of the throw there, and I mean, both of them, the DB made great plays, and hats off to him. The first one I got to go back and watch. I thought Reagor had a step on the guy, so I was I'm out of the pocket, and I pulled the trigger quick and trying to give him a chance, and the DB beat him to the spot. And so I'll have to go back and critique that one, look harder at it. But the second one, I mean, the coverage definitely dictated that's where to go with the ball, and John and I just weren't on the same page.
We have time for 2 more, so we'll go Martin and then Les.
Hey, Carson. You had Jalen Reagor back tonight. It seemed like you guys had pretty decent connection and everything. Like, how encouraged are you going forward with, him and Travis Fulgam, who continues, to make a lot of big catches, and as well as Hightower? I know you guys missed on a few and everything, but, just like the 3 of those guys going forward.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited about them and how they've feel like I've been talking about them quite a bit this year, just because I've been impressed with how they've developed ever since camp. It's hard to be a young guy, a rookie, or like Travis, a second-year guy, and be thrust into playing right away, especially with really no off season. So every week is great learning for them, and they're getting better by the week. And those guys are making great plays, along with our tight ends and Greg in the slot, and different guys are stepping up. So I'm excited to keep building off what they've done so far and keep getting better.
Go ahead, Les.
Yeah, Carson. This defense, the Cowboys defense, was giving up more than 34 points a game coming in. It looked like you weren't finding anything you liked out there so often when you dropped back. Were they doing anything different? Was what did you see, and what was making things so hard?
Yeah, I mean, they pretty much played their defense, and I thought they played a pretty decent game. We definitely left some plays out there. They like to play some soft zone coverage and kind of make the passing game, I don't want to say hard, but kind of limit your shots and opportunities. And I thought we missed some of those, and the times we did have a chance to strike, we missed some of them, and I got to be better. But I got to go back and watch the tape and see, what did they really mix it up, or did we just make it harder on ourselves and miss some opportunities?
Thanks, Carson.
Thank you, guys.
The defense ruled the day, though. Brandon Graham, the big strip sack. Rodney McLeod, the big fumble recovery. Let's hear from them. First up, BG.
Hey, Brandon. I guess if you can kind of take us through your strip sack, and at the time it was obviously a pretty big play. What was kind of going through your mind, and what happened?
I really was just thinking about, just trying to make a play. I know that they was marching down the field a little bit, and we just needed to stop. And I ended up getting the opportunity, and I'm glad I went for the ball, and glad we recovered it, because that was just a kickstart of what we was trying to do and get going in the game.
Nick, and then Jeff McLean.
Hi, BG. How much pride did you guys take in holding them out of the end zone tonight?
Oh, it felt good. It felt good. It didn't look pretty. We knew it was going to be a battle, of course. But we held strong when it came down to holding them in the red zone. And I'm happy that we stuck together during them times.
Jeff, and then Zach.
BG, what was the game plan for going up against Ben DiNucci, a guy who really pretty much had never played quarterback in the NFL?
Just make sure that we stay in his face, especially up front, and make sure that we just play tight coverage. That was the biggest thing, and I feel like we did those things. Like I said, it wasn't pretty, but that was the whole goal, is to make sure we stayed in his face.
Zach, and then Chris Murray.
Hey, Brandon, when the offense is turning the ball over at the rate they did, what does that do for the defense there? And when you have the short fields, do you feel like you need to turn the ball over, just to keep points off the board?
Yeah, you always thinking about when somebody make a turnover on our offense and, get a good play or whatever, you trying to come right back with another good play. And so, that's always the mindset, coming out, keeping them out of the zone. And then hopefully if you get a turnover, stop them from getting any points. So we always try to hold them to 3 when they get in the red zone or flip the field. But, a turnover is always the number one goal.
And then John McMullen.
Hey, BG, can you talk about how well the defense has been playing over the last couple of weeks, especially in those situations where the offense gets a turnover and you have to kind of, bail them out or basically keep the other team out of the end zone?
It's cool because that's what we pride ourselves on, putting the offense in a good position. Despite what happens on their side, we just worry about what we can control, and that's us. And I think that we do a good job of that, especially, when things happen. It's nobody, complaining or, having that negative talk of, man, we just got a turnover. Everybody's trying to go out there and get another turnover so that we can keep them from getting in the zone or getting any points.
John, and then Paul Domowitch.
Hey, BG. Obviously, you didn't have much to look at when it came to Ben coming into this game, but when he did get in against Washington, he kind of put it on the ground a couple times. Did you guys have the feeling that if you could get there, that was a possibility?
Oh, yeah. We was just trying to, knock that ball out of his hands. We knew that it was going to be a lot of what they did today. They did a lot of, reverse, run the ball, downhill runs, and, misdirection runs. We knew that how teams are attacking us. We gotta put those fires out because it's similar. I felt like today was similar to the Rams a little bit, just on some of the blocking schemes. But we know that we held strong when we were supposed to, and it wasn't pretty. But you know how these games are. It's any given Sunday.
We have time for one more, so we'll take Paul Domowich's question.
Yeah, Brandon. Rodney said the emphasis was on pressure today. Your sack, I think, was only with a 4-man rush, right?
Yeah.
But you guys did blitz quite a bit tonight, more than you usually do.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Coach, we trust Coach. Coach dialed in. You don't know. It's either a blitz day or, it just depends on how the game going. And like I said, we trust Coach. I was happy with some of the calls, that he had. And, as a D lineman, you just want to get there. And that's it. You just want to get back there and sack the quarterback and make sure that you take care of the run up front. I think Coach Schwartz, like I say, is a great coordinator, and I love him always putting us in position to win. And so we just got to go execute and win. And it don't always be pretty, but one thing for sure, we trust him. So I was happy with how we called it today.
Thanks, BG.
Thank you.
And for McLeod, the name of the game for this game was pressure the quarterback. As Brandon Graham said, here is Rodney McLeod, who had that big play in the fourth quarter. The Cowboys were driving. TJ Edwards, the sack, the forced fumble, and McLeod did the rest.
Hey, Rod, take us through the touchdown. What happened there?
Jim called a pressure, man. Been calling a lot of pressures all night, but that was the first time we called that one in particular. Just rushed down the middle. Guys did a good job. I don't even know who hit him, ball was just scrambling. I really thought we were offsides on that play, but the ball was there. I scooped it up. I'm running. I'm honestly thinking, man, we probably going to have to come back and defend them in the red zone. But I looked, and I see touchdowns, and, man, it was just my time. Right place, right time.
John McMullen and then Rob Motti.
Hey, Rodney. Sorry about that. It looks like over the past few weeks, you've been lining up all over a little bit more, a little closer to the line of scrimmage. A, is that a fair assessment? And B, it seems like it picks up some energy to your game. Would you agree with that as well?
Yeah, it's good when you can, when Jim, allows me to kind of move all over the place. And tonight, man, the emphasis was putting pressure on the quarterback in that offense. So everybody kind of had their fair share. But, yeah, just trying to do whatever it takes to win, man. And it felt good to come out with the win tonight. It was a good team effort. And defense, we played lights out.
Rob and then Les.
Told me about a week or so ago, you don't care how you guys win football games, as ugly as they can be, as long as you win. Do you guys feel coming out of this one like you survived, like this was a tough battle, and at least you're coming out, going into the bye in first place?
Yeah, I felt like we did what we had to do to win. And there's going to be times where, the defense carries the team, and there's going to be other times where the offense comes up big and bails us out. But, I mean, every phase showed up tonight. When we needed them the most, special teams included, coming up, with that onside kick, guys running down on kickoff, making tackles. Good to have Rudy Ford back, and then the offense showing up, like I said, when they need it. So we're gonna continue to get better. We know we have to. There's a lot of things that we need to get fixed, and we have time during this bye week to correct that, and then prepare for the Giants, another division opponent.
Les and then Paul Domoy.
Hey, Rodney. It looked like the ball was there on the fumble. The ball was kind of, Vinny had it sort of, and some guys were wrestling with him, and then it sort of squirted out toward you. What did you think when you saw that? Could you believe it? Were you surprised?
I was surprised. It was just secure the bag, you know what I'm saying? Pick it up, make sure you get possession, and after that, get to the end zone. Like I said, I'm glad. I think it was Duke or TJ. One of those guys got back on sides, and man, I appreciate it because we got the touchdown.
Paul and then Daniel.
Yeah, Rodney, you mentioned the emphasis was on pressure tonight. Jim doesn't like to blitz a lot, but when he's had a chance to go after rookie quarterbacks or inexperienced quarterbacks, I remember Luke Falk last year when you guys played the Jets. He takes advantage of it, doesn't he?
Yeah, correct. Wanted to mix up our looks a lot, give him some new blitzes that we haven't put on film, and I felt like they were effective. They started picking up on our pressures, going on the quick count. But, man, the D-line did an amazing job. They've been awesome all year. They continue to apply pressure. So I think it's something that we can use moving forward, but it was good just to see the pressure be effective tonight.
We have time for two more, so we'll go Daniel and then Ed Kratz.
Hey, Rodney, you were down at the bottom of the pile on the onside kick attempt. What was kind of going through your mind on that play with how they executed it, and what was it like at the bottom of the pile?
Yeah, it was a great call by them. I think a lot of us thought about fair catching it, but the ball hung up in the air so long. It was hard to really judge that ball. But, man, it's a scrap at the bottom of the pile. Anything goes, and it got a little crazy down there, but I ended up, winning that battle.
Go ahead, Ed.
I was going to ask you about that, Rodney. How tough was that wrestling match under there? I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes on in those piles. How did you persevere?
Man, just, what I'm saying? I know we needed it, and do whatever it takes, So that's what we did, and we got the ball.
Thanks, Rodney.
Yep.
The Eagles had a bunch of players returning from injury, and maybe the one who was most unheralded was TJ Edwards. But in this game, Edwards, 12 total tackles, the big sack, a tackle for loss, a quarterback hurry. He was outstanding with 6 solo tackles. Here is linebacker TJ Edwards after the game.
TJ, obviously a lot of tackles for you there and the big sack. Can you describe what happened on that play?
Yeah, it was a pressure that we've had in, and we just executed it really well and able to get the ball out and a little luck with the bounce, and Rod picked it up and doing what he does and always being around the ball and finished it for a touchdown. So it was a big play for us. We needed a little spark there at the end, and just happy to be part of that play.
We'll go Ed Kratz and then Les.
Hey, hi, TJ. You just came back from the injury. Did you expect to get that many snaps tonight? And how did you feel, with the time you had?
Yeah, we knew, they ran a lot of 12 personnel, so I figured it'd be in a good amount of base snaps. Then towards the end of the game, got moved to nickel and just had a comfortable feel for the game at that time. So, you always got to be ready for whatever the coaches think. And I was just glad that my rehab went well and everything like that, so I was able to perform well tonight.
Les and then Daniel.
Hey, TJ. Rodney McLeod talked about one of your linebackers was almost offside there on the key play, that your fumble. What happened there exactly? Who got back onside? Was it Duke?
Yeah, Duke actually, he just took a jab step. He really didn't cross, so it was, a heads-up play by him, and, we were able to, finish out that play. Good thing. So it was a good play for him to get back and make sure we were onside. So.
And when the ball was bouncing around, I guess Vinny sort of had it there for a while. Did you have a good view of this? What were you seeing?
I honestly got up from the tackle and was almost looking at the sideline for the next call, just because I thought the ball was down already and we picked it up. So, and then I see it get kicked around and Rod picked it up, and it was honestly kind of crazy.
Daniel and then Martin.
Yeah, TJ, along those lines, Rodney said that when he was running the ball in, he was kind of expecting to have to, bring it all the way back and, play a couple more snaps. What was going through your mind when you saw him going, into the end zone and with everything that happened there?
Yeah, I think first things first, I was looking for a flag just in case, they called that. But after looking at the replay, you saw, Duke get back. But I think we were all just, happy that we could score on defense and kind of put that thing away at the end. So it was a great play, and just guys getting to the ball and finishing the snap out. So.
Go ahead, Martin.
TJ, how important was it for you guys to get pressure on DiNucci? I mean, obviously being a rookie, third string guy. I mean, was that kind of like how you guys planned about going about stopping him?
Yeah, definitely. I think, we knew that we had to stop their run game, and there was times where, we didn't. So, obviously things to clean up, and it wasn't perfect, but, we knew he's still in the NFL. He's a good quarterback, so we had to give him some different looks to try to make him, switch his view on some things. And, I think we just had a really good game plan going into this one. So, and I thought we executed, fairly well for the most part.
We have time for one more, so we'll take Ed Kratz.
Hey, hi, TJ. Would you say this was the best game you've had as an Eagle in your career so far in these 1.5 years?
I'd have to watch the tape because it's never as good as it seems. It's never as bad as it seems. But it definitely felt pretty good. Just being able to be out there and be healthy and just running around with those guys and having fun. I think, as a team, we just had a lot of fun today, no matter what was going on. So it's always good to be out there and contribute to a big time win. So.
Thanks, TJ.
Thank you, guys.
And finally, some reaction from head coach Doug Pederson. It was not pretty, but that they say it, right? We've heard it all night. You've heard it all season. A win is a win is a win. Here's Doug Pederson with the media.
Hi, Doug. I had asked Jalen this. You've kind of figured out ways to win here without putting together this, a complete game, at least offensively. Do you think you can keep winning that way, or you're going to have to figure it out and start, getting this thing rolling a little bit better in the second half of the season?
Yeah, we're going to have to figure some things out. Obviously, we're happy and excited with the win, and and all of that, But yeah, we've got some things we got to figure out here, in the next week.
John and then Martin.
Hey, Doug, obviously it's a positive to go into the bye on a winning note. From your perspective as an offensive play caller, when you see that many turnovers, what does it do to you in this situation? Even though you have that positive of a win, but you have those teaching moments, so to speak.
Well, listen, we understand, and we can't turn the ball over. Bottom line, we can't turn the ball over. We're too good. We got too much responsibility, for everybody, me included. We just got to take ownership of it, and we can't do the things we're doing in order to really survive in this league. And we've got to get better. We've got to fix it. We got to fix it in a hurry. We get a chance to sit back and look at the first 8 games and evaluate and try to come away with some whys. But we just can't keep turning the ball over and shooting ourselves in the foot. Things we got to clean up in the second half of the season.
Martin and then Chris Franklin.
Hey, Doug, defensively, TJ Edwards came up pretty big. You got obviously a lot of big turnovers and sacks and everything. Like, how much did the defense kind of have to help you guys out, in order to pull this out tonight?
Yeah, my hat's off to the defense. They played extremely well. Held them to 9 points, 3 field goals, and just really did an outstanding job. Scored on defense, played tough, got after the quarterback. Really a complete game defensively, and it was really exciting to see, and something we got to carry into the second half of the season.
Chris and then Jeff McLean.
Hey, Doug, you guys went for it twice on 4th down in the second quarter there. Could you take us through the thought process, and even when there was both weren't converted?
Well, I think the first one opportunity just missed on the protection. Didn't execute, failed to execute there. I think we QB sneak, I think, on the other one. Was that the other one, Brett? QB sneak we got, and then I think I punted on another one. So, again, that's an area that we'll look at this week, study that, and see how we can improve.
Jeff and then Zach.
Doug, Carson on the first interception threw in the double coverage. This is, obviously in the red zone. Why is it something that he keeps on doing?
We can't turn the ball over. We understand that. He knows that. We're in a position to put points on the board and just can't do that. We just gotta keep working, right? Got to keep detailing our work and keep coaching and get it corrected.
Zach and then Les.
As a follow-up to that, what was the conversation with Carson on the sideline, and was there ever consideration to pulling him after the 4th turnover?
The conversation was, just again explaining that just say we can't do that. We're in a position to put points on the board and continue a drive if we just throw the ball away, and that's something that we gotta learn from. And no, there was never any of that conversation to pull him.
Les and then Rob Mattei.
Hi, Doug. Other teams seem to have been able to attack this defense without making things as complicated as you guys seem to make them sometimes tonight. What did you see? Why were there so many trick plays and so many seemingly, plays that took a long time to develop? A lot of time, Carson, back in the pocket looking around. What was that all about in your view?
It was about trying to win the game. That's what it was about.
Rob and then Dave Zangaro.
Doug, do you think part of the issues with Carson is just putting too much pressure on himself at times where he's thinking that I got to do something here, I got to make a play, I got to create, I got to be a playmaker?
I think there's times I think he probably feels that way. Probably a better question for Carson, but we also continue to coach, and hey, you got to trust the guys around you, and just execute the offense and all that. But I do feel like at times there might be some opportunities where he feels like he's got to take it upon himself, and that's just who he is. That's the aggressive nature and his demeanor, and I love having the ball in his hands. He's also a great playmaker, for us, and I never want to, pull that ball out of his hand.
We have time for a few more, so we'll go Dave Zangaro and Marcus Hayes.
Hey, Doug, I'm sure fans are going to come away from watching that game happy with the win, but also really concerned about some of the things we've already talked about tonight. How do you view it generally? I mean, can you enjoy it as much as any other win?
Yeah, I mean, a win in this league is a win, man. They're hard to come by. There's never a pretty win. There's never an ugly win, and a win's a win. And we gotta start stacking them together. And guys are excited in the locker room. We know we got to play better. We're also optimistic we can get some players back here in the second half of the season that can help us and try to get back to full strength. But it was good to get the guys back tonight that were out there. And go into this bye, get healthy, and see what happens.
Last question here with Marcus.
Hey, Doug. How do you think Carson played, and do you think he needs a bye? I mean, a compressed preseason, lots of hits, lots of responsibility, lots of injuries. Do you think he could maybe use a break?
I can use a break, Marcus. And according to you, I kept my job tonight.
You might have me confused with somebody else there, Doug. So, do you think Carson can use a break?
I think this is a good time for all of us, honestly. Where we are as a health as a football team, it's a chance for the coaches to kind of go back and study the first 8 games and see where we can improve in all 3 areas. It's a chance for the players to get rested and healthy, and got 8 games left, and opportunity right in front of us still. Goals are still right in front of us, and as I said, we get some players back and try to get back to full strength and see what happens. Just take them one at a time. But this is a good time for this team to take a bye. Yes.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, some analysis from the radio booth. First up, Merrill Resu is looking at the bright side of a 3-4-1 Eagles team at the midway point of this 2020 season. Merrill, what did you think of this game tonight?
It wasn't a well-played game. It's rare that you're going to be able to turn the football over 4 times and come away with a convincing win. But the Eagles' defense was exceptional. The Cowboys could not get away with using a rookie quarterback. And the offense, when they had to, did enough to cement the win. The important thing is they won. They're now 3-4-1, and they're in the NFC. They're the first-place team in the NFC East. So that's all good, and they have a bye coming up. So I'm pleased with that, but I don't think anybody could say that the offense was impressive tonight because they weren't.
Merle, let's talk about the defense a bit and what Jim Schwartz did was kind of what we all expected him to do. He blitzed, and he brought a lot of pressure against Ben DiNucci. Reminded me a lot of the Jets game when Luke Falk was the quarterback and the Eagles just went after him, and it was a blowout victory.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what he did. They were aggressive. But you know what? The best thing that came out of tonight, we've talked for a long time about the lack of good young linebackers on the Eagles. I think T.J. Edwards is emerging as a very good young player.
What did you like from him tonight, Merrill?
His aggressiveness. I saw him in the open field make a great leg tackle of Zeke Elliott. And then, of course, he was the one who made the tough hit that jarred the ball loose that led to the scoop and score. I mean, he seems to be in the right place at the right time, and he plays with a tremendous amount of intensity.
Merrill, the Eagles had to reach Michael Jacquet was out there playing cornerback with Darius Slay hurt. I mean, this defense has gone through a lot of injuries. Malik Jackson out again today after a little bit of playing time. How do you think the defense shapes up for the second half of the season?
Well, we'll see. They've got to get some guys healthy. But I think tonight they showed that they're a pretty good defense. I was impressed with Jack Quinn because he seems to be able to stay with good receivers deep. I think he did a very good job. I knew very little about him. Nobody does. Came off the practice squad, but I think he actually played pretty well.
All right, Merle, let's talk briefly here about the offense. And tell me what you're seeing from Carson Wentz.
Well, there are moments that Carson Wentz looks absolutely great, like a franchise quarterback. He couldn't throw a better ball than the one he threw to Boston Scott to beat the Giants on Thursday night. And you couldn't throw a better ball than the one he threw to Travis Fulgam to widen the gap in the corner of the end zone. I think those are great passes. And he did some other things where he beat the pressure and he held onto the ball and ran for a first down. However, he's really not playing well altogether. He is making too many mistakes. You cannot turn over the ball as often as he is and expect to survive.
It's just bizarre decision making, Merrill. It's weird. It's like, what, is he not seeing defenders, or does he think he can throw the ball through defenders? I've never seen this from Carson. He's usually very good throwing the football and avoiding interceptions.
Well, the one he threw in the end zone was such a big mistake because they were already in field goals at range. It wasn't fourth down, and he just forced that ball. That's a big mistake. You can't do that. We know that. As far as the fumbles are concerned, look, he's not getting the greatest protection in the world, but I honestly believe he's holding the ball too long.
Merrill, with all of that said, it'll be nice to get the bye week over with here and try to get this team back whole. I look forward to seeing what this Eagles team can do. I think with the Giants and then the Browns, this team has a chance to get on a roll here.
Well, I think they do. I really think they do. And I think that when you talk about the fact that they've got some players who nobody expected stepping forward, like Travis Fulgam, if they had drafted him, say in the second round, everyone would be saying, what a great second round pick he is. I mean, he is for real, Dave. Now we know how good he is because it's not just a case of a guy who is surprising everybody where they don't have a book on him. He is a known commodity, and they can't stop him.
And Jalen Reagor had his first touchdown and had some quality touches, and Hightower has made some plays down the field. And Greg Ward is solid. I like this young group of receivers.
I do too. And I think Jalen Reagor is going to be a star. I think Jalen Reagor just showed what he has on a short pass where he just ducked around the guy and made a miss by a mile and picked up a first down. I mean, Jalen Reagor is going to turn out to be an exceptional player.
Merrill, last one. How would you sum up the first 8 games of this season?
I sum them up by saying that the Eagles have not been a good team. They at this point they are below 500. However, I think they can be better than they were. I think in this division they have a great shot to win the division, and I think as they get people back and healthy, they will continue to get better. I have a lot of faith in both Doug Pederson and Jim Schwartz, and of course Dave Phipp. And I think that this team is going to be okay. Do they have holes that have to be filled? Absolutely. But I don't think that they are a bad team. I think they're a team that has played badly at times, but I think they're getting better.
Merrill, thank you very much. Have a great bye week.
Thanks, Dave.
Finally, on this Eagles Insider podcast presented by Lincoln Financial Group, Mike Quick. We're going to start our conversation talking about the wide receivers and what a group the Eagles are putting together. Reagor's contributions, along with Travis Fulgam staying hot. Greg Ward, big plays in the slot. John Hightower has made some big plays down the field, stretching this Eagles offense. They are on the come. They're going to really enjoy this week off. And, yeah, Mike Quick's ready to say that Fulgam, for one, is for real, and so is Jalen Reagor. Mike Quick, let's talk about some of these young receivers. Jalen Reagor just comes right in, misses 4 games, comes right in and makes the most of his 4 touches. Travis Fulgam, another nice game. I like this young group of receivers. What do you think about this group?
Well, I'm like you. I like this young group of receivers. I think they're very, very talented. And you know what? The best is yet to come because all of these guys can play. You mentioned Jalen Reagor. He just comes in, picks right up. Every week, Travis Fulgam is doing something that just makes you say, wow, the kid can flat out play. But they're just talented that way, Dave. Greg Ward, he had the one drop tonight, but I think you can get Greg Ward doing almost anything on the football field.
Yeah, and I think Reagor ultimately will be a jet sweep guy and a screen guy and still be able to get down the field. I really...
Yes, he'll be able to do all the gadget plays that they like to run. He'll be able to do all of that stuff, as well as blow the top off the defense when he's out there wide and you've got him going against a quarterback.
Can we now consistently rely on Fulgam for big numbers?
I think so. I think he was targeted 7 times tonight. He caught 6 of the targets. Carson's very comfortable with him. He seems to understand his speed, the way he runs routes. So that connection is really a strong connection. When you have that, you have to keep nurturing that. You got to keep throwing it to him. You got to keep giving him opportunities to make plays.
Mike, let's talk about Carson. He's making decisions that, that are so atypical of what he's done in the past. What's your read on him?
Well, I think he's made decisions like this all along. I just think that that's who Carson is. From time to time, he's going to have some plays that you wonder why. And then there are times that he's going to just wow you and make outstanding plays. I just believe that, after 5 years of watching him, that's kind of what we get. I like to see him when he's on a roll. I think he's at his best when he's going no huddle and he's just going up to the line and you simplify things and he's just allowed to play ball. There's a lot of value in that when I see him playing that way. But he is going to make some mistakes, and I'm beyond that he's going to clean these things up. I am now to the point where he's going to make some mistakes, but you can live with that because he's going to make so many big plays.
All right, Mike, what's your takeaway from this 23-9 victory?
Well, you always want to see the team play complementary ball, but the offense didn't complement the defense, who only gave up 3 field goals. And that's my big takeaway, that against a defense that's given up a lot of points to everyone they've played against, that the Eagles weren't able to score more points and really put this game at a place where it wasn't even a contest by the fourth quarter. And I thought that they were talented enough to do that. But, hey, it's the Cowboys to win, and I'm extremely happy. I'm happy now that they've got 2 weeks for guys to heal up and get back. A guy like Lane Johnson is going to be valuable in the second half of the season. So things are looking up.
You play the game. Do you care if wins are ugly or pretty?
Nope, not at all. And I don't. And listen, you don't really have to win by 20 points. If you win by 1, it goes in the win column, and that makes me happy, especially it being the Cowboys.
Mike, thanks so much. Have a great bye week.
All right, you too, Dave.
That will do it for this Eagles Insider podcast presented by Lincoln Financial Group. I want to thank everybody for joining us here. Thank everybody who puts together the podcast as well. And if you have a moment to give us a little 5-star review, we would love that. The details are in the podcast library, in the description of the podcast. I'm Insider Dave Spadaro, and we're going to take a little break here. Eagles coming back in 2 weeks against the New York Giants and then the Cleveland Browns. 2 winnable games if the Eagles can get some pieces back. Lane Johnson missed the game on Sunday night. He's expected back for the Giants, and we'll see if Malik Jackson and Darius Slay, both of whom left the game on Sunday night, see if they're ready to go for the Giants in 2 weeks. Thanks for joining, everyone. The Eagles in first place, no matter how unsightly it may be. First place still feels great. Thanks for joining. Again, Eagles Insider Dave Spadaro here. Have yourselves a great Eagles night, and fly, Eagles, fly, all the way to first place in the NFC East.
C-A-T-L-E-S